Whether you're new to Facebook ads or could just use a refresher, today I'll walk you through the steps of building an optimized Facebook ad that converts. In this video, you'll learn how to choose the best campaign type to earn conversions, make smart, cost-effective decisions about the audience you target, and make ad creative choices that will encourage clicks and ultimately more purchases. I'll be joined today by Brett Williams, founder and CEO of Unique And, an Austin-based agency that's been helping businesses scale and succeed on social media for the last 4 years. If you're looking for some hands-on assistance to help your company scale and succeed with social media ads, Brett would love to hear from you. Reach out at uniqueand.com/video help. Before we get started, if you are completely new to Facebook ads and haven't checked out my first video, Getting Started with Facebook Ads, check it out now. You're going to be much more successful with your first campaign if you've done some prep work beforehand. Okay, let's get started creating our ad. First step, choosing the right campaign objective. First, go to facebook.com/ads/manager, which is where we will build all of our Facebook ads from now on. Now, if you haven't set up your ads manager, check out my Getting Started video to learn how. Now, click the Create button on the upper left-hand side of your screen, and if you're asked, choose the Guided Create option. Facebook will ask you to choose a marketing objective. Now, a marketing objective is just your campaign goal, and our goal for this ad is to drive conversions for a new spring apparel line to working women with children in the 25 to 35 age group. You want to have a concrete marketing objective before you begin. Now, for that reason, we're going to choose the conversion campaign objective. We want to get purchases. So go ahead and click conversions, and then give your campaign a clear name you can easily refer to later. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn off campaign budget optimization. For this example, we only have one ad set, so it doesn't make sense to tell Facebook to optimize our budget across multiple ad sets. Next, click Continue to move on to the next step, defining our target audience. Note that you're going to need to have your Facebook pixel already installed along with basic standard events like purchase, add to cart, and view content on your website to run a conversion campaign. For help setting that up, check out my first video, Getting Started with Facebook Ads. Alternatively, you can go to facebook.com/business/learn/Facebook Ads Pixel to learn how to install the Facebook Pixel manually. If you find yourself still struggling to install the Facebook Pixel or standard events, reach out to Brett Williams of Unique And at this website, and he'll reach out to you about a free consultation.
So the Facebook Pixel is simply just a piece of tracking code. It gets installed on the back end of your website. It's good to think of it as a messenger. It just relays messages back to Facebook and your ad account that contain details on literally the who and the what. Who are the users going to visit my website and what actions are they taking? So if you get enough of this data sent back, you can do some really incredible things. If you're a small to medium-sized business, there's all sorts of objectives to choose from, but ultimately the main goal here is to get sales, right? So we don't want to waste our ad budget or our time investing in campaigns that don't get sales, and other Facebook campaign objectives simply do not drive those actions. Traffic doesn't get conversions. It literally just sends traffic to your website. Brand awareness doesn't optimize for anything other than reach or delivering impressions. The conversions objective is the only objective that will functionally, efficiently, and at scale let you get sales. The other reason we choose a conversion objective over any other is simple. Facebook knows who's more likely to convert, so that's who in our audience Facebook will try to deliver to ads first. Living in a data-driven world nowadays, Facebook tags each of its Facebook and Instagram users with all sorts of interests, behavior, and intent signaling data points. So wanting to achieve conversions as the end result, you have to choose that conversions objective. One thing I want to say is if we want to use video in our conversions campaign, that's great, but don't choose the video view objective or traffic objective because Facebook will only send that ad and that video to people who are more likely to only watch that video or only people that are clickers, click happy people, and that's it because you chose the video view or traffic objective. They won't generally convert off those other objectives and make that website purchase that you're looking for. It's important to know that some people are more likely to click from a video, other people just from a single image, and then other people prefer those full screen instant experience ads. And no matter the creative, we want to get purchases. So we choose that conversions campaign. And we're going to tell Facebook to optimize our campaign for the purchase event. Sometimes people will get this fun little notification from Facebook after posting on their Instagram or Facebook pages saying like, reach 60,000 people and boost this post for only $20. Never, ever, 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 ever click boost a post. Never click boost a post. It's simply a waste of money. I always hear from our clients that they used to do this and they never saw any results or sales from boosting a post. It's like, duh. The power of Facebook ads comes from inside Ads Manager, and you'll see all the fun, fancy things that Ads Manager can do. Super powerful stuff that you cannot do only by boosting a post. Never boost a post.
Brett, thanks for sharing. I think we're ready now to build our perfect audience. We're at the ad set level now. It's here we'll tell Facebook who our audience is, where our ad should appear, and define our budget. Let's jump in. First, let's give our ad set a name. Again, we want to use a consistent naming convention and be descriptive as we can on who we're targeting in this single ad set. This is such an important point because you're going to have multiple ad sets in some campaigns, and you want to be able to quickly understand which of your audiences is working. Next, let's tell Facebook where to send people who click on our ad. For the purpose of this ad, we want to send people to a landing page for our spring fashion line, so I'll select website. We now want to optimize for a conversion event. Remember, for this step, you'll need to make sure you have Facebook's pixel installed along with basic standard events like add to cart and purchase. For many website owners, that's an easy and painless step that will make your ad much more successful and cost-effective. If you're having trouble with a pixel, reach out to Brett at uniquean.com/video help and sign up for the chance at a free pixel setup consultation. Now make sure your pixel is selected and then choose the purchase event. What does this mean? Facebook will now show our ad to people in our audience who have a higher probability to purchase or have the propensity to purchase based on what Facebook knows from data points and signals from specific Facebook users. Now, don't worry about cost control for now. It might make sense for some advertisers, but after years of experience, we trust that Facebook will spend our budget in a way that's cost-effective and designed to get us the best outcomes, particularly considering our audience size. Before moving on, let's make sure our conversion window is set correctly. Click the Show More Options link and edit the conversion window. If it doesn't say 7 days after clicking and 1 day after viewing, click the Edit button and make the change. Some advertisers will lower the conversion window to 1 day click, 1 day view, but doing so may impact your ad's delivery and success. So we advise you follow our recommendation. Now that we've told Facebook what we want to optimize for, it's time to select our audience. The beauty of Facebook ads is that we can narrow our audience to just our ideal customers. We do want to take care, however, not to narrow our audience so much that we're affecting delivery and leaving potential customers and money off the table. If you're advertising to a broad national market, you want to keep your audience at around 1 million when starting off. We'll use this audience speedometer on the right to keep an eye on our audience size over the next few steps. We know we want to target women who live in the US between the ages of 25 to 35. Our ideal audience falls into a generally higher income bracket, but not the very top. Our customers also tend to be young professionals, and many of them are mothers who tend to buy online a lot. Armed with that information, we can start to build our audience. I'll leave the location to the default of the United States, but I'll adjust our age range and then our gender to make sure we're only targeting women. Notice that with those two changes, our audience size has dropped from 240 million to 35 million, but that's still much too broad. So next, we want to further narrow our audience by adding more detailed targeting. We want to target women with incomes in the top 25% to 50% band, so I'll type household to quickly bring up that option. I'm going to click Narrow Audience now and select All Parents to make sure we're just including women with high incomes who are also mothers. Now that leaves me with an audience just a little over 1 million, a good audience size. I don't want to narrow my audience much more, but I do know our ideal customers like to shop online. So I'm going to select Narrow Further, and this time browse Behaviors, and select the Engaged Shopper option, which includes people who have clicked on the Shop Now button in other Facebook ads within the last week, which is a really good target audience. Now that leaves me with a slightly smaller audience of 1.2 million. Finally, before I move on, I'm going to save this audience so I can use it again if it works for me. Before we move on, let's take a moment to talk about custom and lookalike audiences, which I'll discuss in greater detail in another video. A custom audience is simply an audience that Facebook knows has interacted with you in some way, watched a video, purchased on your website, liked one of your posts, and it even could be a customer list. A lookalike audience uses a custom audience as its data source. It finds new people who literally look like that sourced custom audience, based on behaviors, interests, and intent signals. Having defined who we want to target, we now want to tell Facebook where we want our ads to appear across Facebook and Instagram, or, as Facebook puts it, where we want to place our ads. While I can tell Facebook exactly where I want my ads to appear, I recommend you select the default setting, Automatic Placements. I spoke to Brett Williams of UniqueAd about why it's best to let Facebook decide where to show ads. Now here's what he said. Finally, we need to define a budget. But before we jump into the last section of our ad set, let's talk to Brett again about setting a budget and then scaling up or down that budget based on how the ad is performing. Here's what he had to say. Keeping in mind all that advice, we've decided to set a $50 daily budget, not a lifetime budget, which will run for 2 weeks, though we'll be watching our metrics closely in the first week to gauge its success. Facebook will then summarize for us how much we'll spend during that time period. By setting a budget and fixed start date and end date, you won't have to worry about spending over your budget. Note that if the ad is a success, we can always come back later to extend the ad set delivery duration or choose to run the ad continuously for an indefinite period of time. Finally, click Continue to move on to the final section.